Yes, I am. All right, welcome to Division One Starcraft. My name is Josh Hughes. I am the esports coach and at Amherst Public Schools, and also board member of the NSESA. And we are going to begin with this Starcraft action. We have in the bottom left corner with the red Zerg is Cala going in with the Zerg. Very nice. I haven't seen much Zerg this year. And in the top left, we have Altimative from Lexington. Cala being from Kearney High, and Altimative is from Lexington. Playing the Protoss. Again, dropping his gas early, off on a dropping its gas early and a pylon, then going into gateway. There's your economy tab. I want to go back to production. There we go. Cala already very early. That's a 17 hatchery. Very nice. That's about with Zerg. You want to expand fast and expand quickly. Right there, being the Overlord, Cala has sent the other Overlord across the map, which you are allowed to do for scouting purposes. The Overlords cannot attack. They cannot deal damage. They cannot block anything. They're just big, flying, floating eyeballs, but they also provide supply, so you don't want to necessarily lose them. Cala expanding, or not Cala, Altimative going ahead and expanding also at about the minute 30 mark, so very nice. Going more macro play, also getting out a cybernetics core, dropping his second gas, and still boosting out workers. Cala's Overlord being almost all the way across the map. They will be looking at that, and his second hatchery is done and is already going to go ahead and be boosting out those more drones, dropping a single gas and dropping a spawning pool. Cala also now starting a queen and a queen on both of these. These queens will really help getting out. The power of Zerg is not the power of their units. Their units are actually some of the weakest in the game, but they are extremely cheap, costing very few minerals, very few gas, and you can amass a ton of them while also you can amass a ton of units, while also with a third expansion from Cala. This is very aggressive. Get the 3-minute mark. As we approach the 3-minute mark, again, 4 minutes is when you are allowed to cross the middle of the field with units beyond just scouting units. And it looks like Alternative is going just single gate and teching right into a Stargate. Double Stargates. We'll see if Cala is able to scout this. Looking at from Cala's point of view. Well, I think Cala will. I think Cala will be able to see. We'll see the forge. She will know there's something else building and something else building there. Will she see it? Oh, there you go. She does see that it is going sky toss. So Cala does know that it is sky toss incoming. We'll go back to the view from all three. Cala getting out a couple of queen creep spreaders. Not using. Oh, there's the queen right there. And this one is not, no, it hasn't injected. Just really focusing on economy as we go past the 4-minute mark. Cala's going to go ahead and scout out the third. There is nothing on the third. Altimative going to go ahead and wall off with some photon cannons. Looks like here goes the Zerglings going to check out, and they'll see the photon cannons, that's for sure. Now, those photon cannons can hit both ground units and air units. So if this Overlord gets too close, this Overlord will be done for. So, still trying to get still chrono boosting out probes, trying to get that out. Cala has already saturated his main, saturated his natural pretty much mostly, and is about halfway to saturating his third. And really bringing out. Oh, I don't know what happened to my production tab moved down to the bottom. It was up here at one point. So Cala also, as Zerg, spreading out a whole bunch of creep. Looking at the army units, what about the upgrades? Not much upgrades from anybody. We'll go ahead and check this out. Cala doing an excellent job spreading all this creep out, starting a fourth base, using these creep tumors. These creep tumors provide vision. So going to go ahead, go up, check that, and notice Altimative tech straight to carriers and is trying to get up as many carriers as quickly as possible. It looks like Altimative is going to go ahead and destroy his wall. Oh, so he can get out a third. Cala going ahead and with a decent amount of roaches. The bad thing is those roaches ain't going to do nothing. They ain't going to do nothing. That's super awesome English, Mr. Hughes. Way to be a teacher and really show people how to do stuff well. So, how to talk good. So, here we go. Cala with the double evolution chamber getting double upgrades. And is up on supply, which with Zerg versus Protoss should be expected. And also researching. Can't remember if that's roach speed or roach tunneling. Call maybe trying to tunnel something. Getting out some flyers though. Getting out some these corruptors, which will be hatching soon. These corruptors. Oh, they did find the third, and they will complete it. The roaches have to run though because these carriers will just annihilate them without even thinking twice. We'll look back up over. 2 more carriers on the way. Cala is not upgrading. Looks like the carriers are just on the hunt, going around. Cala not upgrading his flying. Not up. Well, he has one. He has one upgrade to the flying weapons, but not to the flying ones. So they're going to go ahead, find this. Carriers will go ahead, find that, and here come the corruptors. Big piles of corruptors. These are Zerg air-to-air units. They can go in, and as long as they focus down the carriers, this is a lot of carriers with the corruptors going ahead and move out. Cala again on 1, 2, 3, 4 mining bases with a macro hatchery, and is going to go ahead and bring in double prong attack. Double prong attack for these roaches, and then bring in the corruptors. Corruptors have they do decent amounts of damage, but have quite a few hit points for these carriers to get through. These carriers are not at a point to where they can en masse deal as much damage. And there goes the corruptors. Corrosive bile is what it is called. They can use it on a building. They just basically puke all over the building until it dies. But that's the only way they can hit the ground. And they can only use it so many times. And here come the roaches. The roaches coming in with more filing in. They're going to take out the pylon right here, which will again depower all of these. So all of these photon cannons cannot fire, and here goes the Corruptors. Looks like they're going to puke on all the big buildings. Here they go with their corrosive bile. It does have a uh, let's look at the production tab down at the bottom. This corrosive bile does have a recharge time. So here they go in with more. They are going to try to get this pylon, but when they do, that'll depower some of them. If they get the second pylon, that'll depower the rest. And now all of these, and Cala with the presumptive GG. Usually you wait if you accept defeat as an opponent. Usually you're the one who says GG first. And Cala with very good amounts of Crete spread. It has spread all over the map, bringing in more and more roaches. At this point, there we go. And Altimative does concede. So we will look at the score screen, and Cala takes from Kearney High, takes game one. There's the score summary. Cala really macroing very well and playing excellent control. We will be right back with game two in just a moment. And here we are with game number two between Cala from Kearney High and Altimative from Lexington. As we get going, this second map is the Blackburn map. If we look, Blackburn being a side-by-side map. If we look here, Cala is in the 11th grade, while Altimative is also in the 11th grade. So congratulations on both of them for qualifying for state. And we will get underway. Again, Altimative being the Protoss player, Cala as the Zerg player. Goes ahead and sends out the Overlord. Waiting around till this hits 300 and then can expand. As Zerg, your playstyle is very different from Protoss. Your playstyle is very different from everything else. You want to expand, 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 spread creep. There seems to be more things that you have to take care of, and your builds can be somewhat reactive. For instance, scouting your opponent in the last game when Cala scouted out Altimative and found that he was going sky toss, just teching straight to carriers. Cala went ahead and threw down the necessary buildings so that he could counter that build, which is again which is for Zerg, it's massive corruptors. You want massive amounts of corruptors. Go ahead and scouting. Looks like Altimative is also scouting. And he will drop down his expansion, to which Cala will be able to see that. And both of them, like, looking around the map. Oh, wait, nope. Cala's going to expand to a third when this hits 300 down here. And we'll drop a hatch. We'll drop a hatchery. So now we have Cala building, along with Zergling Speed, a queen. Queen will go ahead and inject right in here, inject the eggs, and we'll go ahead and attack the little spy there. And get rid of it. Queens can also attack both ground and air units, have decent damage, but they're mostly useful injecting eggs into the hatchery, giving you more larvae, which will give you more larvae you can build into units, building more units faster, quicker, easier. It looks like this one here is just going to camp, and then let's see, economy is about the same. Let's go back to the production tab, see what they're building. Hey, Altimative is again just on a single expansion, but really getting a couple of robotics facilities to go along with his gateways. Warp Gate is now nearing completion, which will open up these gateways again. Cala is going to be able to scout almost all of this. He's going to go more ground units this time, changing up his build. Good for him. And Warp Gate is completed, turning all of these into warp gates, and he brings out a single stalker, as the stalker will slowly wear it down and that is the end of that overlord. Dropping a couple more pylons and with the loss of that overlord, Cala is now supply blocked. But looking at the building tab, Cala is going to go ahead and upgrade their hatchery into a layer, drop down the second gas. Looking at their expansion, they do have a roach warren, which will be able to grab the roaches and just injects and has perfect saturation. Looking at the third, going to go ahead and expand the third, and here comes. She has a couple of queen creepers. Their job is to lay creep tumors, and then these creep tumors, as soon as they're done, they will spread the black stuff, the creep, and then you can also select them and have them spread it beyond, just like that. Bink, bink, bink. And then there you can see them, and now you can't. Now they are invisible to Altimative. Altimative going ahead and just laying out some ground crew. Lots of stalkers. Going in on has the Twilight Council. He's dropped a couple more gateways. Seems to be just going straight up just regular gateway units. He has a couple of Immortals. I'd like to see some Zealots mixed in with this. He'll drop a few more gateways, bringing his gateway count up to, 7 gateways and 2 robotics facilities. They'll go ahead and open those up and probably warp in more down here. He's at 63 supply, Cala at 97, almost supply blocked again. Looks like he does have 3 more overlords on the way, so that won't be a problem. As soon as those overlords complete, this number will go up. And doing a nice job spreading his overlords all over the map. And he's going to go ahead and check. Oh, Altimative putting kind of a cheeky little nexus up here. These are high yield minerals. Cala will spot this out or see something's being warped in there. Probably just assume that it would be. And here comes the hordes. A whole bunch of roaches. These are a really good basic Zerg unit. They can only attack ground. They did get the glacial reconstitution completed. And it looks like Cala is going +1 weapons, ground weapons, and +1 carapace, which is armor for the Zerg. While while Ultimative is also getting upgrades, getting blink, getting +1 air weapons, +1 ground weapons, and a starport. Cala waiting for the rest of the roaches to go ahead. Cala did get the roach speed, so now roaches can move a little faster. Cala going to go ahead and just take out this wall. Take out this little junk wall. And missile attacks level 1 and ground carapace level 1 completed. 5 more roaches on the way. And they will Cala will go ahead and take out this nexus. Don't want him to be mining those high yield minerals. You can't be having that. And that will be the end of Ultimative's sneaky little expedition. So we'll see. Completing out, though, a Void Ray, which that's about the only thing that wins. Cala has their Overseer right there, so Cala being able to see a whole bunch, going to go ahead and move in. Oh, going to get some Overseers. This is what Overlords transform into, is Overseers. Overseers have detection, so they can see invisible units, just in case. And, oh, Cala going to go ahead and morph some of their roaches into Ravagers. Now, Ravagers have roughly the same amount of attack, same amount of damage, but they can also spit like that, kind of like artillery, and just rain down upon. The bad thing is that you can artillery your own guys. Going ahead and Ultimative going ahead and trying to blocking off the wall extremely well, allowing the Immortals to really do a lot of good damage. But I think Cala just has the numbers right there and is overwhelming, going to go ahead and spit the corrosive bile and then go ahead and take all these roaches and move on in. The corrosive bile can hit air units, but only if they're standing still. Like, there's a casting time and a recharge time. Going ahead to blink in, but there's just too much here. Cala on 1. Cala on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hatcheries going all at the same time, and just at the end of the game, missile attacks level 2 and ground carapace level 2 completed. So, great game. Cala will take the first semifinal round in 2. And we will be back with the second semifinal game in just a moment.